Here it is, the German-made Volkswagen Tiguan. And in case you're curious, Tiguan is a mashup of tiger and iguana. Tiguan. Yeah, it's a German thing. Today we're going to bring you the top 3 makers and breakers of this very German small crossover. And that is coming up next on a very chilly edition of the Fast Lane Car. The number 3 maker, in other words, the thing that makes this car worth buying, is that in a globalized world, it's still built in Germany, which means that if you're into German engineering and German build quality, this is where it's at. The number 3 breaker, or what makes this car not such a good buy, is the fact that it is built in Germany. Germans have very strong auto unions, which means that their cars are expensive to build, at least in Germany. And at almost 30,000, this is in the upper range of the segment. The number 2 maker is this 2-liter TSI 4-cylinder engine. It's got plenty of power, 200 horsepower and 207 pound-foot of torque. It's of course mated to all 4 wheels, so off-road this car is actually pretty good. And not just off-road, but in snow, in mud, in rain. It has a great all-wheel drive system, and coupled with this engine's power, this car gets out of the way quickly. It hauls. Let's find out just how fast from 0 to 60 right now. Oh, poor Andre out there in the windstorm. This, ladies and gentlemen, is real world testing. So we test in all kinds of conditions, just like the way you drive. All right, 0 to 60. And I'm gonna put the car in sport mode. I'm gonna give it a little bit of boost to get the turbo spooled up, to give this car the best chance possible, to get the fastest possible time. Once again, a mile above sea level, and here we go. There we go, good launch, a little bit of turbo lag. Very quiet engine, very smooth. And there we have it. Not bad at all. Check it out. 9.10, 9.10. That is about the same as the Jetta we tested. The Jetta was just a little bit faster, but not much faster. I'm gonna try it one more time, because I think we can do better than that. Let me do one more. And let's just go a little bit faster. Come on, Tiguan, let's get that tiger part of you. Go a little quicker, a little bit more boost. All right, there we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. And there's 60. Very similar. There we go, 9.17, 9.17. So there we have it. It's a 9-second car. And that is very respectable for a very smooth and, I would say, confidence-inspiring car. The number 2 breaker is the interior. For almost $30,000, where's my satellite radio? Where's my panoramic sunroof? Heck, the Nissan Rogue in the same segment can be had with a 3rd row seat. It's feeling very dated. It's feeling very last decade. The number 1 breaker, and keep in mind this is coming from a guy because this car sells to more women, is style. Volkswagen has recently embarked on a course of minimalist styling. This car, to me, is almost invisible, especially in silver. I think it's kind of ungainly in its proportions. Normally we like to do an engine note for you, but we've got a little bit of a wind event happening today, so I'm not sure you'll be able to hear the engine note, but I'll give it a try. Okay, Andre? Here you go. much louder out here than it is in there. Number one maker is subtle, but very important. This car does everything well. It drives well, it steers well, it has plenty of utility, it gets decent gas mileage, it ticks all the right boxes. But unfortunately, on the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, I'm gonna have to give it a lease it because it just feels a little dated. I think it's time for a new Tiguan. Even though it is a tiger and an iguana mixed together, let's get a newer version. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Thanks for watching, and check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and reviews. You know what? We have a racetrack all to ourselves, so it would be a shame not to use it. Plus, it gets me out of the wind. Honestly, it's a little cold and windy out there. Sport mode, let's see how fast this goes. I'm thinking it's going to be right around 120. There we go. Let's face it, it is a bit of a grocery getter. All right, here we go. First turn. Whoa, it leans. You can get bigger tires on this if you get the R-line, which if you're going to track it, which I'm sure a lot of people will, would be the one to get. But you know, the engine is what makes this thing lively and fun. And actually, the all-wheel drive makes it remarkably neutral around a racetrack. I feel like I've got a lot more confidence in this car than I actually had in the Jetta. I think that's because of the all-wheel drive. It doesn't push or oversteer or understeer as much. It's a little bit more neutral. And there's nice power coming out of these turns. This car is really surprising me. Clip this apex, hopefully. And guys, you know, I'm not a race car driver. I don't pretend to be one. It's an everyman kind of approach to race car driving. Give you a sense of what a car can do, and hopefully how fast it will go when compared to the other cars that we've tested on this track with the limited abilities that I have. Almost went off there, and here we go, floored. And
Смотри, минута 18 секунд, смотри.
There we have it. Good brakes, really good brakes. You know, that was really good. That was really good. I think calling it a grocery getter is unfair to this car. It is actually remarkably well poised and balanced on the racetrack. So let's find out what our time is. Poor Andre.
Минута 18.
1:18:39. 1:18:39. And I bet you if I had one more lap, I could go faster. But that is actually very good for a car that I was expecting to be much more domesticated.